Charlotte County has 830 miles of shoreline and is home to Florida's second largest marine estuary. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Charlotte. Today we sit down with Commissioner Truex on location to talk all things water. Thank you for joining us. We're on location today in Placida to talk to Commissioner Bill Truex about all things water. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here.
So we live in paradise.
Absolutely.
What makes our home so unique?
Well, this estuary, the waters that we have, the fishing that we have. Tourism is driven mostly by fishing, and the important qualities of what this backwater does for our community in cleansing and putting out better waters to our intercoastal waterway and to, of course, the Gulf of Mexico is extremely important because of development that's happened over the many years. You know, this didn't start out with housing around here, although there have been families in this area, you know, for 5, 6, 7 generations. It was a small fishing village, and it's very important for us to make sure we protect these waters and that we take care of our water quality across our county for our future.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that we're doing to do that?
Well, actually, we've taken a lot of steps to make sure we focus on water. Water quality is one of our #1 focused areas. One Charlotte, One Water was a policy put in place basically to make certain that whatever policies or practices we put in place in Charlotte County are going to make sure we're maintaining our water quality, whether it's our stormwater quality, our runoffs, our canals, our backwater areas. Everything needs to be protected, and of course our drinking water.
Mm. Now, this is a top destination for fishing and boating, like you said. What makes our area in Charlotte Harbor unique to the West Coast?
I think it's very unique because of some of the fishing that we do have here. We can go in the backwaters and get redfish and snook and trout, and we can go out into the intercoastal and some of the riverine areas and get some of the same things. At the same time, we can go down a little bit farther or go out into the Gulf a little bit farther, and we can find things like American red snapper, grouper, and so it is a very intricate and a very complicated ecosystem that's very important to maintain. For those reasons, and I think that, you know, it's not just this, but our freshwater areas, we have great fishing in some of the freshwater canals and lakes in our area as well, which water quality is important, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's a kayaker's dream here.
Yes.
with lots of Blueway trails. Can we talk a little bit about the Charlotte County Blueway trails?
Absolutely. It's also fun for stand-up paddle boards, but I'm more of a kayaker. And one of these, this canal actually behind us and into this backwater area, some of the most beautiful kayaking you can have. And there's great fishing back here, but you can go out through here, go out through another canal, and then you can go out and there's a mangrove, basically tunnel, that you can go through, and you can see all the different life in the water as you go through the mangroves. And so there's all kinds of places in our area, especially here, but also other areas of Charlotte County where you can do this. Up the Myakka River and up the Peace River, there's some great areas for that.
Mm. And we're constantly working on having more launch areas for people to be able to put their kayaks out.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, something I've been working on for a while now is actually where we're sitting is something that I want the county to acquire, and we're trying to find avenues to be able to do that right now so that this area of Placida is further protected and also to provide a kayak launch to the community, because we would have some parking here, want to keep it a low impact park, and if we can get enough support for it within the community, I think that we could have even additional properties, but right now I'm looking at about 4 acres right here.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are some of the things you're doing on the different boards you're on to help protect water quality?
Well, I was on the Coastal and Heartland now National Estuary Program for about 8 years, and so Commissioner Constance now is handling that, but it's very important that we stay aligned and pay attention to that. We, as the Board of County Commissioners, made it a priority to hire a water quality director so that we could start further implementing things. It's just too much to try to consume through some other avenue in administration or another level. I mean, this is a department that's in creation right now. And having spoken with Brandon about it, we see at least 2 more people coming into this department to be able to do what our board is really tasking him to go after. We are also going to have a water quality summit coming up in the first quarter of 22 that we're working on, and he's diligently bringing in agencies and participants for that. But it's a matter even of Florida Association of Counties focuses on it as well. And we work on it with Congressman Stubbe in Washington as to how we can get funding to further implement priorities that we have to improve our water quality. And septic to sewer is a big area that we're doing that, and we have received some state funding for that, and we're seeking some federal funding for that too. And from testing of older systems particularly, we've had some major issues with the infiltration of nutrients into our waterways. El Jabin was a bad area, Spring Lake was a bad area, and all those areas feed right out into our Gulf and our estuary.
Now we're in the process of changing those over from septic to sewers in a lot of different areas. How is that going?
It's going very well. We set out. It was a struggle in the beginning. There was a lot of pushback, and a lot of people didn't believe the science. But the science came forward and showed us several areas that were what I call the red zones. They were reflected on the map as a red zone, where there are extremely high nutrients. And so we've attacked those areas first in an order of priority. The magnitude is such that the worst area was attacked where we could make the most benefit, get the most return, if you will. And then we went to a smaller area, but that particular area in El Jabin, they've been crying for sewers, some of the folks there, since I was first elected in 2012. And I can remember having a meeting with Bruce Bullard in El Jabin where a lady her son could not use his shower and could not flush his toilet in August and September because of the rainy season and the water table. So it's really important that our board watch all that, because the nutrients flow under the ground just like they do above the ground. And so it's important for us to know what we've done. And we've had research done after our septic to sewer conversions in Spring Lake, and those conversions have proved to be beneficial, and the reduction is evident. So we're looking forward to another couple of years down the road to see further information from that particular area, because in the cleansing process, there can also be an increase in the beginning and then a slight decrease, and we expect to see it significantly reduced over the next few years.
Very good. That's success. I mean, having the science come out and showing the before and after is really what you need to be able to show that you're having success in improving the water quality, which is one of the board's goals.
Absolutely.
We're sitting here today, we have this beautiful backdrop with the mangroves. How do the mangroves help our environment?
Well, that's a great question. The mangroves and their root systems do a lot to take the nutrients out. So with the stormwater runoff that comes from development, these are our last defense to clean the water, to protect our fisheries, to clean the water as it further goes out into the river or into the Gulf of Mexico. And it's really important to know that they are protected, and they're there for a reason, and that reason's not just environment, because it's great environment for fish, but it's also great to reduce those nutrients and to protect our waters further. And so that's why they're so protected, and it's so important that we maintain, and in some cases we actually plant new mangroves.
All right, very good. Well, we're going to take a trip over to the Lemon Bay Preserve, and we're going to touch back with you then. Back with Commissioner Truex with the Lemon Creek Wildflower Preserve, another location that is very special in this area of Placida. What makes this so special?
Well, the history on this is it used to be a golf course. For many years it operated as a golf course, and then when the golf course shut down, there was a potential development coming in that was going to be somewhere between 220 and 230 units. But the importance about this property is that it is a nursery basically for juvenile tarpon, juvenile snook, and many other species. And so the community got together. Lemon Bay Conservancy actually owns the property, and this year in 2021 they have completed the renovation of this, creating 22 acres of new or enhanced wetlands to benefit the cleansing of water in our area, to benefit the natural environment, and to benefit all the animals that are here, whether it's on the land or in the water. So it's been an absolutely beautiful project that has transformed our area and also protected this nursery in perpetuity for the tarpon, which is a very important part of, we talked about fishing earlier, it's a very important part of that industry, and this is where a lot of them are spawned.
Okay. And how would one become involved with the Lemon Bay Conservancy?
Well, I would suggest that they go online and they get the newsletter, which I'm holding one of, but you can go on to lemonbayconservancy.org and gather all kinds of information about this. You can do tours out here. It's a beautiful place to just come out and relax, meditate. And I would also say that because this is a public-private partnership, SwiftMud and NOAA were involved in funding, and over 4,000 hours in one grant aspect alone was put into this of volunteer time. So it takes money. And I would request that if you have an interest in our area and you believe in something like this, that you contribute to Lemon Bay Conservancy, because they do so many good things, not just in this park or this conservancy area, but they do it in other areas around our community to protect the environment and to protect our waters. And again, it's an absolutely beautiful place to come and take a walk and just take in the nature.
How does that tie into Charlotte County's One Charlotte, One Water and what we're trying to accomplish there?
Well, we talked about the projects the county's working on, but we can't do it alone. And so opportunities like this to be able to work with conservancy groups to benefit is really, really important. And I know that with our focus on water quality and our One Water mindset, that I think the county will continue to look at opportunities to assist in projects, to acquire sensitive lands, you know, whether it's through our environmentally sensitive land program or other avenues where we can protect it. In some cases, we can utilize it for public use. But again, this is a very sensitive area, and the cleaning of all the water and the runoff from development around it now is protected again before it goes out into the Lemon Bay area. So it's a very important aspect of our community here.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, Commissioner Truex. It was a pleasure sitting down with you and talking all things water and how important it is for Charlotte County to be taking a holistic view of our water.
It's my pleasure.
Please tune in next episode where we sit down with Commissioner Deutsch.